Good morning. Welcome. Will you all please rise and welcome the graduates of Basic Police Academy Class 450. They're being led in today by Oregon State Police bagpiper, Trooper George Economou. Would you all please remain standing for the posting of the colors and our national anthem being played by Recruit Trooper Minjun Zhang.
Color guard, center, face. Prepare, colors. Post, colors. Class, right, face. Color guard, uniformed personnel, present, oath. Ready, seat.
You may all be seated. Well, again, welcome to the graduation ceremony for Basic Police Class 450. I'm Eamon O'Brien, and I served as the primary training coordinator for this class. On behalf of the department, DPSST staff, and the members of the graduating class, we thank you for being with us today. It is now my pleasure to introduce our guests and DPSST staff who will participate in today's program. Deputy Superintendent Josh Brooks, Oregon State Police, and James Dodge, DPSST Defensive Tactics Coordinator. Today marks the completion of 16 weeks of training for Basic Police Class 450. And although we're recognizing their accomplishments today, I would like to take a few moments to thank all of you in the audience. These 37 graduates have entered a career of sacrifice, and many sacrifices have already been made. It's very difficult to be away from family, and would have been even more difficult for all the recruits to keep focused had they not received the support that you have shown them. Thank you for all of your encouragement to the recruits over the last several months, and thank you for being with us today. Some former coworkers of mine reflected that it is really the families of law enforcement officers who are the ones who make the sacrifices. So thank you also for your continued support of these recruits throughout their careers. I want to thank the class for their hard work, dedication, and willingness to make adjustments on the fly, sometimes at a very short notice. This dedication to your training was noticed and often remarked upon by training staff. I received consistent feedback throughout the academy from staff all over campus about the positive attitude displayed and the effort put into training. Staff from every venue told me many times they always loved working with this class because everyone showed up ready to train hard and work together as a team. This was something I always noticed about the class myself. The class was full of leaders who consistently pushed and motivated their fellow students. With an idea that I borrowed from one of my fellow coordinators, Mike Johnson, I had our training squad leaders change each couple weeks throughout the academy so that every student in the class had an opportunity to take on a leadership role. These 37 students did an outstanding job representing their agencies, and this speaks to the caliber of troopers, deputies, and officers that you were hiring. Now, speaking of those who exemplify leadership, it is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Oregon State Police Deputy Superintendent Josh Brooks. Deputy Superintendent Brooks began his career with the Oregon State Police in 1999 and has since held a broad range of assignments, including dispatch, patrol, fish and wildlife, public information officer, professional standards, and major crimes. Over the course of his 26-year law enforcement career, he has advanced through the ranks, beginning as a cadet and later serving as sergeant, lieutenant, captain, and ultimately being appointed deputy superintendent in 2023. In his current role, Deputy Superintendent Brooks is responsible for overseeing the day-to-day operations of the agency's bureaus with a primary focus on operational effectiveness and investigative functions. A 2019 graduate of the FBI National Academy, Brooks holds a Bachelor of Science degree from Corbin University and a Master's of Public Safety from the University of Virginia. Throughout his career, Brooks has demonstrated a strong commitment to community engagement and public service. He has actively contributed to numerous public safety and law enforcement initiatives and has served on several boards. In 2013, he was elected to the Sublimity Fire District Board of Directors, where he continues to serve as a dedicated volunteer board member. Please help me in welcoming Deputy Superintendent Brooks.
Thank you. Thank you, Patrice, for writing that so nicely. I feel indulged. Well, good morning, Basic Police 450, and congratulations on completing the 16-week Basic Police Academy. Well done. It's a privilege to speak with you today as you begin this next chapter in your remarkable journey. You've made it through a demanding hiring process and rigorous weeks of focused training to arrive at this milestone. I hope you take a moment to truly appreciate what you've accomplished. But remember, the work continues. I was invited to share some thoughts today, lessons that might help guide you along in this career. As I reflected on my own experience, I tried to recall what my academy speaker had said. Then it hit me. I had no idea. And I suspect some of you won't remember much of this either. So I'll keep it concise and brief and try to make it meaningful as I now stand between you and your freedom and obviously your families. I love seeing the interactions here between you all and the recruits. It's amazing how everyone's looking forward to this day. Before I begin, I want to recognize the great cloud of witnesses before you and around you. Your family, friends, coworkers, supervisors, and leadership. Thank you for being here. You're vital to these new officers. This is the first of many moments where your presence and support make all the difference. My ask of you is simple. Take your role seriously. Invest in these officers and help them succeed. Without you, the road ahead will be much harder. To the graduates, during your training, you've heard a lot about integrity, loyalty to the mission, excellence in policing, and accountability. These are the crucial traits of a great officer, so I won't linger on them, as you've already spent many hours discussing them. Instead, I want to talk to you about perspective. One of the greatest threats to officers today is losing perspective. Your role as a public servant may require setting aside personal opinions when they conflict with public interests or law. Great officers enforce the law and care for their communities with empathy and compassion. Often, you'll meet people during their worst moments. They may be scared, angry, or even broken. When you stand before them, remember how it feels to be on the other end of authority. Whether you've been pulled over, had a tax assessor show up at your house to evaluate your property value and increase your taxes, or struggled to get that last course scheduled in college, it's never easy. To you, you're just yourself. But to them, you are the physical presence of government and power. Never lose that citizen perspective. Throughout your career, you'll meet mentors, coaches, supervisors, and peers. Watch everyone you work with. Learn from all of them. No two officers are alike. Some will excel in ways you don't. Others may struggle in areas where you thrive. Borrow what works for you, leave what doesn't, and find your own way. In the end, it's your name at the bottom of the report, so own your decisions. While your training gives you tools and tactics, there's no perfect playbook for your unique strengths and weaknesses. Take initiative. Keep learning. Accept the tough assignments. Police work is a lifelong study. Surround yourself with trusted people who push you to grow. If you are doing it right, you will never fully arrive. Let yourself be caught doing the right things. Nothing pleases me more as a supervisor than to drive up on someone and see them working hard, doing it right. Every day is a job interview. If you let your actions speak for themselves, you'll never need to promote yourself to get noticed. Stay grounded. It's easier for officers to slip into an us versus them mindset. But remember, people are the reason you signed up for this job. People are depending on you. And people, no matter their circumstances, deserve empathy. Even the closest to you may see you differently now, but don't let that isolate you. Keep real people in your life. They'll remind you who you are. And finally, don't lose sight of the one thing that makes all this possible: integrity. Don't let it slip away. Don't let anyone take it away from you. Don't get so focused on an arrest or a citation that you abandon the foundation of your character. Be honest, be candid, and do right, even if that means admitting you are wrong. If you've never been wrong, ask yourself, am I being honest with myself? You've worked really hard to get here, and now you're stepping into a role that really matters. Out there, people won't just see the uniform, they'll see someone they can turn to in their toughest moments. So stay grounded, stay sharp, and remember why you started this journey. We're proud of you, and we're here to help as you navigate this profession. Congratulations, and well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Superintendent. I now want to thank all the members of our Color Guard detail for their dedication to honoring our nation's colors. Each class on campus takes turns posting the flags at the beginning of each day and retiring them at the end. These recruits often met before class or after to post, retire, and fold our flags, as well as to rehearse for today's graduation. When your name is called, will the members of the Color Guard detail please stand and be recognized? And I ask that you please hold your applause until all the names have been read. Recruit Trooper Kian Bishop, Oregon State Police. Recruit Trooper Jeffrey Briley, Oregon State Police. Recruit Trooper Jeremy Brown, Oregon State Police. Recruit Trooper Adon Madera, Oregon State Police. Deputy John Muir, Deschutes County Sheriff's Office. Officer Devin Pine, Grants Pass Police Department. Recruit Trooper Richard Rodriguez, Oregon State Police. Recruit Trooper Jeremy Voltz, Oregon State Police. And the Color Guard leader, Recruit Trooper Zachary Hambright, Oregon State Police. Thank you very much for all of your hard work and a job well done. It is now my honor to present some well-deserved individual awards. It's our custom here to introduce students who have achieved individual honors during their 16 weeks here at the Academy. And to the audience, as we present the next awards, please feel free to come forward to take photographs. We'll ensure there's plenty of time for this. I would like to invite Deputy Superintendent Brooks and Coordinator Dodge to stand and help present the individual awards. Also be aware the class does not know who's receiving these awards yet. It's been kept a secret until now. First, we have the Leo B. App Marksmanship Award. This is presented to a student who has displayed exemplary leadership and teamwork, as well as excellence in marksmanship, safety, and tactical proficiency. The Leo B. App Outstanding Shooter Award for Basic Police Class 450 is presented to Officer Victor Caro, Portland Police Bureau. Congratulations. The Health and Fitness Award is presented to the student in each class who most personifies the ideals of the physical fitness program. This student embraces training and strives to get better every day. The student earning this award has accepted the challenge from Physical Fitness Training Session 1 to Session 42 to work to the best of their abilities at all times. This student motivates their fellow students and inspires them to succeed. They not only meet minimum requirements, but excel. The recipient of this award has demonstrated a willingness to compete and train with passion, and they understand lifetime fitness is a priority for law enforcement. The Outstanding Health and Physical Fitness Award for Basic Police Class 450 goes to Officer Grace Chu, Portland Police Bureau. The Defensive Tactics Award is given to the student who embodies a spirit of mental, physical, and spiritual resiliency, dedication, and teamwork in defensive tactics as determined by Academy instructors. The Defensive Tactics program at DPSST is rooted in foundational concepts. These are concepts that can be applied from any position or in any environment. The goal of the DT program is to develop transferable skills to real-life situations that an officer will face. The student in Basic Police Class 450, who consistently demonstrated a strong grasp of the concepts, maintained a great attitude, gave maximum effort, supported their classmates on a regular basis, improved their skills, and showed mental, physical, and spiritual resiliency, is Deputy John Muir, Deschutes County Sheriff's Office. I won't mention that Deputy Muir is receiving this award as the oldest member of the class. Next, the Academic Achievement Award is presented to the student from each basic police class who has displayed outstanding scholastical achievement. There are 6 quizzes, a midterm, and a final exam totaling over 300 questions. This is a very competitive award in most classes, and in this case, the top 2 students were within less than 0.5% of each other, with only 1 question different throughout the academy. With an overall average of 94.8% on all coursework, the Lee M. Brown Academic Award for Basic Police Class 450 is presented to Recruit Trooper Christopher McCall, Oregon State Police. All right, and finally, the Victor G. Itea Outstanding Student Award is named in honor of the former distinguished governor of the state of Oregon. This prestigious award goes to the student in each basic class who is selected by peers and academy staff as the most outstanding student in the class. The student selected has displayed exceptional professionalism by demonstrating an exemplary attitude and outstanding achievement in leadership, academics, health and fitness, and survival skills. Further, this student is considered to embody the spirit and dedication of the class as a whole, representing the entire group, leading when needed, even if not asked, and representing the profession with a positive demeanor and outlook. The Department of Public Safety Standards and Training is proud to present the Victor G. Itea Outstanding Student Award for Basic Police Class 450 to Recruit Trooper Zachary Hambright, Oregon State Police. Now it is my privilege to introduce the class spokesperson for Basic Police Class 450. Deputy John Muir, Deschutes County Sheriff's Office, come on back up.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. First, I'd like to take care of something here. So on behalf of Basic Police Class 450, we would like to thank Deputy Superintendent Brooks for speaking at our graduation today, and we would like to present him with this token of appreciation. Thank you, sir. Okay. There are a lot of you, and I'm not much of a public speaker, so bear with me, okay? So good morning, everyone. To our honored guests, instructors, family, friends, and fellow graduates, thank you for being here to share this important moment with us. First, I'd like to start with a few points of privilege, if I may, before I get into the speech. I'd like to recognize an officer who, unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond his control, did not get a chance to finish the academy with us. Hector Aguilar from Hermiston PD, you deserve to be here with us. Even though your journey to finish the academy was cut short, I have no doubt that when you do come back to finish, you'll make your mark make us all very proud. God bless you, brother. And it's not every day that we get two celebrations happening at the same time. Today we celebrate graduating the academy, and also Portland's own Victor Carl. Today's his 22nd birthday. So I'm not going to ask us to sing a song, but the Carl family, where are you? Okay, so I just suggest take him to Red Robin and he'll get a Sunday and a song. Lastly, I'd like to recognize something near and dear to me. I'd like to recognize some true love. Two of our classmates became engaged to their respective pairs during the academy. Hannah Berdahl. She will soon become Officer Mayton. And Trooper Watson will soon marry his young bride, Brooklyn. So we wish you a life filled with joy and everlasting love. And if you have any questions about how good it is to be married, you can ask my wife. Okay, on to the speech. So I'd like to start by recognizing some of the people who helped us along the way, and it takes a lot of calories to get through this academy. And we're fortunate enough to have a kitchen staff that met the challenge. Thank you to Shireen, Craig, Pam, Maribel, Matt, Kiawe, Kepa'a, Graciela, Tim, Adrian, William, and Blake. Thank you so much. The instructors, thank you for sharing your knowledge and expertise. Violet Rose, I don't know where she's at, but thank you for the cahoots and the study groups. Chad Bach, your passion for teaching and humor made learning fun. Marie Atwood, thank you for translating legalese into English and giving the law understandable context. Joseph, your calm and steady demeanor is both inspiring and reassuring. Again, too many to mention, but we appreciate the knowledge bestowed upon us by so many. To the PT staff, who care so much about us that they strapped 30-pound vests on us, believed in us so much that they made us do burpees and other horrible exercises for our own good. Thank you for the challenge, JD and Rory. I will never forgive you. I mean, forget you. To our DT instructors, James Dodge and Company, who patiently worked with us and who helped us find the bottom of our tank, who challenged us to fight to the bitter end and to never quit. Thank you for the bruises and the pink Corbin tape. And to give that context is anytime you get a minor injury, you have to wrap yourself in pink. Towards the end, I look like a mummy, so it's fine. Mr. O'Brien, thank you for your leadership, your humor, and your sense of purpose. And you're definitely the reason why BP450 will go down as one of the best classes of DPSST. And you should definitely ask for a raise. There are many more staff, but my time is limited, but please know that you're greatly appreciated from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. And today marks the end of our journey and a fresh start for a new purpose. And after months of training, early mornings, long days, and many bruises, we stand here not just as any graduates, but as police officers ready to serve. We endured attacks from angry Canadian geese, terrible allergies, and for some, time away from families. I'd like to recognize two families now. Special recognition to the families of Officer Matt Stefaniak and Trooper Jonathan Long. While I grumbled home for 2.5 hours on Fridays, and some of us up to 8 hours to get home, Matt and Jonathan have their families in different states. Matt's family in Indiana, and Jonathan's in California. To the family of Matt and Jonathan, your support was greatly appreciated. They did not fail us, they did well, and your sacrifice was not in vain. They met the challenge, and you should be very proud. As for me, I happen to be the oldest cadet in BP450 at the spry age of 48. I came to the academy not knowing if I would measure up. I had my doubts about keeping up with the class and praying that 4 months wasn't as long as it seems on a calendar. And I can proudly report that my success isn't my own. I was blessed with 36 teammates who encouraged me, lifted me when I was down, motivated me to push beyond my abilities, and embraced me as their own. And I think it was Flores who nicknamed me Deputy Dad. To my wonderful classmates, congratulations. You seized the opportunity, and more than that, we earned our badges. From here on, we're part of the few who have the privilege to protect our communities and selflessly give of ourselves for the greater good. It was an honor to grow this ridiculous mustache as your class pet. And in true Deputy Dad fashion, I will leave you with some fatherly advice and a closing prayer. Love your communities with all your heart, be a beacon of hope, and when you're not on duty, please make lasting memories with your loved ones. Hug as many people as you can, and one day you too will be a rambling 48-year-old with too much to say. Don't waste time. And finally, for the prayer, Heavenly Father, I pray for your wisdom and protection. I pray for the safety of my classmates and all who wear the badge. Guide us as we start this new journey, guarding your flock. Give us the strength to be your sheepdogs when the wolf is at the door, and a gentle heart when we need to comfort the broken. Let us live up to your calling by honoring Isaiah 6:8, which states, "And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then I said, here I am, send me." In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Thank you.
Good morning. All right, for the graduates, this is the part of the ceremony which you have been looking forward to. The presentation of your certificates marks the conclusion of training and the highlight of today's graduation. It signals the end to one phase of your career and the beginning of another. But before we get there, I'm going a little off script. You don't know this is happening. They didn't practice this, but I'm going to give them one last DT test, all right? So pay attention. Now we're ready. All right. That might not make sense to you, and it probably doesn't. I'll let your loved ones up here explain that after this, all right? All right, at this time, I would like to ask Deputy Superintendent Brooks and Coordinator O'Brien to assist with handing out the certificates. Audience, please feel free to come forward and take photos of the deputies and officers and troopers receiving their certificates. The names will be read in alphabetical order, so you may come up whenever it gets close. Will the members of Class 450 please rise and come forward when your name is called?
Roll one, move.
Recruit Trooper Dawson Armstrong, Oregon State Police. Recruit Trooper Andres Barbosa, Oregon State Police. Officer Hannah Berdahl, Portland Police Bureau. Stay up there.
Oh, yeah.
Job, Hannah. Recruit Trooper Kian Bishop, Oregon State Police. You gotta stay up here as long as she's done, dude. Recruit Trooper Jeffrey Briley, Oregon State Police. Recruit Trooper Jeremy Brown, Oregon State Police. Jump up. Yep. Officer Victor Caro, Portland Police Bureau. Victor. Officer Claire Chanlianco, Portland Police Bureau. Did you get it? Did you get a picture? Come back here. Get back here. Yeah.
Good try.
Nice try, though.
Good
Yeah.
effort.
Yeah. Good job. We'll keep them up here for as long as you need. Officer Grace Chu, Portland Police Bureau. Good job, Grace. Ready? Recruit Trooper Cody Dickey, Oregon State Police.
Ready, seats.
Recruit Trooper Jaime Flores Garcia, Oregon State Police. Recruit Trooper Colton Fuller, Oregon State Police. Good job, bud. Recruit Trooper Zachary Hambright, Oregon State Police. Good job, bud. Recruit Trooper Philip Darrell Hansen, Oregon State Police. Good job, bud. Recruit Trooper Kyle Hasselman, Oregon State Police. Job, son. Recruit Trooper Austin Heiberger, Oregon State Police. Job, dude. Recruit Trooper Minjun Jong, Oregon State Police. Job. Recruit Trooper Christopher Kramer, Oregon State Police. Recruit Trooper Tyrell Langwin, Oregon State Police.
Ready, seat.
Recruit Trooper Alec Locarno, Oregon State Police. Recruit Trooper Jonathan Long, Oregon State Police.
We love you!
Recruit Trooper Adon Madera, Oregon State Police. Recruit Trooper Christopher McCall, Oregon State Police. Officer Darren McLaughlin, Portland Police Bureau. Deputy John Meir, Deschutes County Sheriff's Office. Recruit Trooper Gavin Moody, Oregon State Police.
Congrats, Gavin.
Recruit Trooper Nicholas Nelson, Oregon State Police. Officer Alexander Pichardo, Portland Police Bureau.
Bravo, Alex.
Pichardo. Got it, buddy. Good job.
Ready, six.
Officer Devin Pine, Grants Pass Police Department. Yeah, you take as long as you need, sir. Recruit Trooper Richard Rodriguez, Oregon State Police. Officer Desmond Eugene Simmons, Portland Police Bureau. Officer Matthew Stefaniak, Portland Police Bureau. Officer John Vanderzanden, Roseburg Police Department. Recruit Trooper Jeremy Volz, Oregon State Police. No, you good? Okay. Recruit Trooper Brendan Watson, Oregon State Police. Officer Steve Webb, Portland Police Bureau. Yeah. Officer Jonathan Zamora, Portland Police Bureau. Congratulations, Basic Police Class 450. One last one for the road. Big 1-2. 1-2. I turn it back over to Coordinator Eamon O'Brien.
Well, Class 450, well done. This is a noble and honorable profession, and do not ever let anyone tell you otherwise. However, the profession will also be difficult and stressful. At some point, you will wonder whether or not you're making a difference, having seen the same things over and over again. Know that you are, even when you can't clearly see it. You do this profession out of love. Love for your families, love for your communities, just as Deputy Mirror said. Let this love for those you serve be what guides you throughout your career. Be patient with and kind to your communities. Don't be jealous of other officers who receive promotions or assignments. Stay humble and do not see yourself above others. Do not speak rudely to others. Do not let your composure slip, and do not take things too personally. Keep yourself free of reproach and always look for the truth. With this great love you have for others, you can bear and endure all the dark things you will encounter. Remember your reasons for starting this career and the good you hope to accomplish. Have faith in the mission that is the law enforcement profession. Keep yourselves, your partners, and your communities safe from harm, and never ever neglect your family. So BP450, fight the good fight, finish the race, keep the faith. Recruit Trooper Hambright, will you please prepare the class for the oath of office? Class, Will the members of Basic Police Class 450 please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I swear or affirm as a criminal justice officer. I swear or affirm as a criminal justice officer. That my fundamental duty is to serve mankind. That my fundamental duty is to serve mankind. To safeguard lives and property. To safeguard lives and property. To protect all persons against deception. To protect all persons against deception. The weak against oppression or intimidation. The weak against oppression or intimidation. The peaceful against violence or disorder. The peaceful against violence or disorder. And to respect the constitutional rights of all people. And to respect the constitutional rights of all people. To liberty, equality, and justice. To liberty, equality, and justice. All right, please join me in congratulating once again the graduates of Basic Police Class 450. This concludes our graduation ceremony. We thank you again for being with us on this special day. Audience, we invite you to join us for a reception in the lobby to honor the graduates. We do ask that you please remain seated until the graduates have been dismissed. On behalf of DPSST, our Director Phil Castle, and all of the DPSST staff, we wish each graduate health, happiness, and success in the future. Recruit Trooper Hambright, would you please dismiss the class?
Class, dismiss!